There is a very exciting Ripple buyback going on right now, and I don't think enough people are paying attention to this or what this really means. In this video, I want to talk about that as well as something extremely exciting in terms of Ripple being the leader in bringing large institutions to the XRP ledger. There was a key thing that happened about a year ago that almost no one paid attention to that I believe is making Ripple the winner in institutional adoption of cryptocurrency. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. Thank you to everyone who takes the time to like these videos and subscribe to the channel. These two simple things really do help me out so much. Also, if you're in a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange uphold down in the description of this video. With that said, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, I want to start out this video and just quickly say Merry Christmas to all of you, and many of you who have been around for a while understand one of the biggest Christmas traditions of the XRP community is actually the Bearable Guy Riddles. So a brand new one of these just dropped, and there are so many people who are going to break down these things far better than I could ever do on this channel. People jump into the craziest stuff with these riddles, and I find it fascinating. But I just wanted to give my opinion on these riddles real quick and just let you know what I think about them because they're very polarizing in the XRP community. So in my opinion, these riddles will go down as one of the most cool, interesting, exciting pieces of XRP history we will ever have. When we look back at the XRP price chart 10, 15 years from now and think about how far we've come, I think these riddles are going to be a very, very interesting thing in guiding the community kind of to the place we all think and know XRP is going to go. I find it extremely interesting that people like Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz often cite these riddles and kind of allude to them being somewhat significant. Now, I don't think it means that these things are predicting the future or anything like that. I think that's kind of just speculation. I think what these riddles really do is tell the community they're on the right path. Pretty much these riddles have been a story of everything going on with Ripple and XRP. And oftentimes I think people like Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz show support for these riddles just to say, hey, you're on the right path. These things happening, they don't happen fast, they don't happen overnight, and there are crazy battles going on behind the scenes in order to get to the finish line, in order to get to this end state where XRP can actually be used for the utility we all know it will be one day. And I think these riddles are just a unique and creative way of showing the XRP community this is a journey, this is a battle, these things are not built overnight, but we're on the right path and we're winning. So I've always found these things extremely interesting. I think it's a really cool way to build morale in the XRP community, bring people together, have something that we can all look back at as a piece of history, but also actually show that there are people important at Ripple, the company, and important in the XRP ecosystem who do see these things as a way of essentially showing we're on the path, we're fighting, and we're winning. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, and not so much the riddle itself, but more talk about my perspective on these riddles. People are kind of always asking me, hey, do you think these things are BS? Hey, do you think they actually predict the future? I don't think anyone's predicting the future. I think the person behind these accounts likely knows a lot of stuff going on, probably is pretty close to Ripple, the company, but it's more of just a way to reach out to the XRP community and say, hey, we understand that you understand what's going on here, and this is just our way of saying you're on the right path. I want to move on though and talk about this buyback thing that I mentioned earlier in the video because this is taking place right now, and to me, it's extremely exciting. What we're seeing right now is Ripple is buying back equity at close to $125 a share. Now, this is absolutely insane because this means that Ripple is essentially being valued right now in the private market, or Ripple is valuing themselves probably close to a $60 to $80 billion valuation. When we were tracking this a couple months ago, or even probably like a year ago now, Ripple was trading at a $20 valuation on the secondary market. So what this is letting me know is the big institutional participants, the people with big money, the accredited investors, are starting to say, hey, this thing just changed in a very big way now that this Ripple SEC case is about to end. Hey, because Donald Trump is ushering cryptocurrency regulation in the United States, and Ripple is an American cryptocurrency company, and XRP is an American cryptocurrency, this is about to get very, very exciting for Ripple and XRP. So it just seems to me this kind of indicates that there is a lot of buying power from large institutions who are eyeing this thing and saying, hey, this company Ripple should be significantly higher than where it's trading on the secondary market. And that's why you're seeing this equity get bid up so aggressively. In my opinion, this ultimately does pave the path for a Ripple IPO later down the road. It seems like for one reason or another, Ripple is purchasing up their own equity. I wonder if they're trying to go public in a way where the retail community doesn't own a large outstanding amount of shares. That way they can keep control a little closer to themselves and make sure that they can have enough equity to go public in a way where they're not worried about anyone trying to take over the company. Regardless, though, it's fascinating to see these shares go up so aggressively. I remember for a very long time, people were looking at these shares and saying, oh, these shares are trading at $20. Clearly, the insiders know something is going to fail with XRP, fail with Ripple. Well, this actually shows that the XRP community has just been right the entire time. And these shares for a while were just being mispriced on the secondary market because no one wanted to touch the Ripple equity in the middle of the Ripple SEC case. Just as that was a very long headwind for us in the XRP community and the Ripple shareholders, I think what you're going to see is this is about to turn into a tailwind, and all those people who feel like they watched it for so long and never got in and are now watching the valuation skyrocket, I think a lot of those people are going to say, hey, I need to get into this before it's too late and before a potential IPO. So the more money Ripple has, the bigger the IPO, the more XRP is going to go up. I know they're not directly correlated or anything like that. Trust me, you do not have to explain that to me. But the simple fact of the matter is if Ripple does IPO at a record-breaking valuation, it is going to bring so much attention to XRP because the big investment firms selling the Ripple equity, selling the Ripple IPO are going to be able to go to their clients and say, hey, not only can you buy this Ripple IPO, not only can we sell you this game-changing company in crypto, but we can also bring you a product to get access to XRP, the digital currency they use in their cross-border payment solution. I just think this is going to be a home run. I think a lot of people who want to start investing in crypto but don't know where to start are going to see Ripple bringing real-world utility, building with real institutions, and say, hey, this is that thing in crypto I've been missing. Something actually real. Not just imaginary money, not just meme coins, not just speculation. This is real-world utility using public blockchain technology, and therefore this is something I want to be a part of. Guys, that's how the big money thinks. That's how the big institutional investors think. That's how Wall Street thinks. And I think this is just going to be a home run product for when they actually come through the door. I want to move on, though, and talk about something extremely important that I think a lot of people slept on that I believe is a massive validation of one of the theses I've been talking about on this channel. And that is Ripple's home run purchase of Medico. Medico was a leading cryptocurrency custody solution for the entire TradFi sector. So all the big institutions who wanted to get involved in crypto needed a way to custody. All the big banks at HSBC and all those players, Citibank, all were using Medico for custody. Ripple saw this and said, hey, rather than us spinning up our own new custody solution, why don't we just buy Medico? And then suddenly Ripple is the custody solution for all the big banks. It was a home run purchase, but it went heavily under the radar because not a lot of people understood what this really meant for XRP. A lot of people said, okay, this is great for Ripple, the company, and Ripple's business, but how does this actually impact XRP? Why is Ripple building out custody solutions? Shouldn't they be more focused on driving value for XRP? And this is something that we heard a lot in the community. People were like, this doesn't help XRP. Guys, those people, I think, are going to end up being very wrong here. Take a look at this. It looks like what I talked about on the channel in terms of custody being the first step is exactly how Ripple sees it. This is directly from Ripple's, I believe, head of custody. She said digital asset custody is becoming a need to have, not a nice to have, which will essentially be a component to a competitive banking offer. Now, the important thing to note here is underlying custody solutions will be controlled by Ripple with these big traditional financial players. They are going to need some kind of digital asset custody, and Ripple is supplying that solution. But that is the first critical step in onboarding them into an ecosystem. Think about it in the sense of a retail wallet. When you have a retail wallet or you have an exchange, you are going to go to the products and services most likely that is supported by that wallet. If Ripple is building the underlying infrastructure for custody for these big banking institutions, and these big banking institutions later realize that they want to get involved in tokenization or blockchain payments or any of these things, Ripple will provide them the custody and give them a direct access or a direct link to the XRP ledger. So Ripple is building a foundation. These large institutions need a place to hold their value before it can be tokenized. They need a wallet. They need something that actually links them to blockchain. Ripple has taken over that step. Ripple has taken over custody. They have taken over the gateway to blockchain technology for these massive institutions. What Ripple can then do is say, hey, we can build in an integration so that you can tokenize assets directly inside of this new custody solution. And guys, I don't think it takes a lot of deep thinking to realize they are going to push that tokenization to happen on the XRP ledger. It is the perfect scenario, in my opinion. Ripple going to the large institutions, buying their custody solution, integrating their technology into it, and then having the leading custody solution for large financial institutions as a gateway to more advanced products later down the road. This is one of the biggest things people miss on. It's not about getting an institution to use the XRP ledger day one. It's about building them into that ecosystem so that when they're ready to take the next steps and really start using this technology, they are led to the road we all know they will end up on anyway. That is the road of working with Ripple to get access to the XRP ledger. This is a fundamental building block, a fundamental step in the road to doing that. And it looks like Ripple had a home run acquisition with Medico to take over the actual custody solution for these large financial institutions. And want to finish this video off and just share one more thing with you. Guys, it looks like the XRP Bitcoin price chart is still consolidating within this triangle. I am expecting a breakout of this thing in the next 4 to 5 days. I will continue to keep my eye on that. It would be absolutely awesome to see a breakout during Christmas. I think that's like what a lot of people have been hoping for. Guys, everything looks really, really good. Going through the fundamentals, going through all these things happening on the back end, and then coming back and seeing that the price of XRP looks like it's ready for that next big catalyst. There's a ton of things coming down the road that could be that next catalyst. But guys, when it comes to everything we're seeing, it's just so nice to see all of these things that used to be headwinds turning into tailwinds. And it seems like all the momentum is on our side going into 2025. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Merry Christmas. And I hope you all have a great holiday season.